This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, leading the league in podcasting entertainment.
What's up? Real MVPs, Ricky Whitmer here, and welcome into another Wrecking Crew podcast here on MVP Sports. I am back with the man, the myth, the legend, the cleanup hitter, Tim Shaw himself. How we doing, Tim? How we doing, doggy?
Dude, we've been doing better, but we're doing great right now, man. Mm-hmm. That's all I gotta say. We've been doing better, but right now we're doing good.
We are high, but the vibes are low with this Cubs team right now.
Vibes are low, but what are you gonna do? You know,
you just gotta stay happy. You gotta stay. Tim, there was something that you brought up before we started recording that just got stuck into my head. If you go back and listen to like the first or second podcast we did.
Oh my God, how hyped were we?
Well, we were hyped, but one of the things that I remember saying verbatim was like, oh yeah, at least this podcast, it's not going to be like a therapy session by the end of the year. And then it just became, a therapy session.
We're gonna be okay
by the end of the year. So yeah, it's been a little rough here to be Cubs fans down the stretch, but we're gonna figure out if this team has a shot to make the playoffs, Tim.
They have a shot? Cubs fans out there,
do they
listen to us? Is there on 9/16 at 7:10 p.m. a shot for the Cubs to make the playoffs?
Before we get into that, let me quickly housekeeping, Discord, Patreon links, social links, everything in the description. If you love
guys,
the
podcast,
podcast,
the best community.
Hit the sub button, hit the like button down below, and let us know.
You can hang out with me.
Think.
You can hang out with Ricky.
You could talk to us.
So many other guys.
You could talk to us and every fan in the MVP Discord whenever you want.
Hey, sometimes we have a girl pop in and then she leaves immediately.
Have we? I don't think we've ever had a girl in the Discord. You could be the first. Everyone loves
being the first.
Everyone loves being the first.
Everyone will fawn over you.
And everyone will remember you too.
Absolutely.
You'll become a part of MVP lore.
We need girls.
We need girls? That doesn't sound desperate or anything for the Discord.
It's a Cubs podcast. We need girls.
So here's the thing. Well, at least the north side a little bit better than that south side. But that's not why we're here, Tim. We're here to talk about this Cubs team. Will this team make the playoffs? Now, let me set the stage, Tim. There are right now 3 teams. Right now, as we're recording this, it's Monday night. Cubs currently lead the... Let me double check, because that was about 2 minutes ago when I checked. Let's see if anything's changed. So, bottom of the second, Cubs currently up 1-0 on the A's. We have top of the fifth. The Mets are currently trailing 1-0 of the Nationals. And bottom of the third in Atlanta, the Braves are currently trailing the Dodgers 1-0 as well. So if the scores hold up tonight, perfect day for Chicago. Both the Braves and the Mets lose. We then move up to 4 games behind each of them. Here's how the rest of the season works out for each of these teams. You have the Cubs. They play 3 games against Oakland, one of them being tonight. We have never played Oakland this year. This is the first and only games we're going to play against the Oakland A's. Then we play Washington for a 4-game set at Wrigley. Oakland's at Wrigley. Washington's at Wrigley. We're 3-0 against Washington this year. We swept them earlier in the year. Then we play probably 6 of the hardest games that we will ever have to play. I shouldn't say hardest. Just 3 of the not the games not the games you want to see on the schedule. We have 3.
No. We would like something a little bit easier.
We have 3 at Philly where we're 1-2, and also have to play against 2 former Cubs and Nick Castellanos. Let's hope no tragedies happen during that time. Oh, that's what I forgot to do.
What?
Dude. Oh, wait,
what?
did he do anything else? I had to bet Nick Castellanos home run tonight. You want to know why?
Fam?
No, there was the second assassination attempt on Trump. So, of course, Nick Castellanos is hitting a home run tonight. Whenever anything tragic or anything big happens in the country, he hits a home run or an RBI.
I'm very confused. There was a second assassination attempt?
Yeah. We'll talk about that off the podcast. It's nothing happened basically, but there was a second attempt.
Is it Cubs related?
It is not Cubs related. That's why I'm like, it was Cubs
out of here.
It was Cubs related when I was talking about Nick Castellanos. That's when it was the Cubs related. But I forgot to bet on Nick Castellanos. We're playing 3 games at Philly where we're 1-2 against the Phils, and then we end with a 3-game series at home against Cincinnati. I don't think that's right. I think it's
at home.
I think we end on the road. Let me double check here. I love how I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have this all set up. No, you're right. It's at home. We play at home against the Cincinnati Reds. Here's the bad part, though. We're 3-7 against the Reds this year. So
sure,
two ideal series, 2 not ideal series. The Mets, they start tonight a 3-game series at home against the Nationals. They're 8-2 against them this year. Then they play 4 at home against the Phillies. They're 3-6 against them. Then the Braves and the Mets play a 3-game series in Atlanta. So that's a wash for either of us. Like wins, it does. Like at that point, it's going to depend on who we're closer to chasing. And then they play 3 games in Milwaukee, where the Mets have not beaten the Brewers once this year. Finally, the Braves. They finish up their series tonight with the Dodgers. They're 2-4 against them. They play 3 games in Cincinnati. The Reds are 3-0 against them, so looks ideal for us. Then they play a 3-game series in Miami. Braves are 7-3 against the Marlins. Then they play that 3-game series against the Mets. That's a wash. And then they end with a 3-game series against the Royals at home in Atlanta, where they've never played the Royals this year. Tim, correct. I know that was a lot of information to take in. Was. Good thing, though, I gave you the link, and you could at least look at it and kind of follow along. I'm going to ask you, should Cubs fans be holding on to any hope after listening to that is Google right? Is there a 1.1% chance that the Cubs make the playoffs, or should it be higher? No.
I'm sorry.
We're not making it?
No.
Okay.
I'm looking at you, camera. Look at me. I'm sorry. It's not our year. We started off super hyped. We were super hyped. There's not a chance we're making this playoffs. I'm really sorry, Cubs fans. I feel like we let you down, even though we're not really responsible for the team.
We did?
Yes, because did you remember how much we were hyping? You remember how much we were so excited at the beginning of the year?
I remember.
And this is a really I want to say poetic bookend to
poetic
how we
justice.
started. Bookend is how I'm going to say.
Okay. Poetic justice against us.
It's really a shame. We had talent. They got injured early. We played well without them. And we thought, oh, as soon as these guys are coming back, we're going to be the unstoppable team. And it just didn't ever happen. And we didn't end up horribly. We didn't end up bottom of the division. But did we end? Yes.
Did we end?
We ended. Sorry, we did. What do you think? Do you think we ended, or do you disagree with me?
I think there's a little bit of hope. It's not a lot for me. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if this team isn't playing in October. But the thing I look at with this, Tim, is this team cannot shoot itself in the foot. That's the only way we for sure fall off, because Oakland should be beatable. Washington should be beatable. The big question for me when it comes to the Cubs is, how are we going to do it Philly, and how are we going to do it home against the Reds? Because the Reds right now, and I know we play them, it's going to be a whole new 10-game stretch by the time we get to them. But like right now, looking at the Reds' last 10 games, they're 5-5. Like, yeah, they went 2 of 3 against Minnesota and Minnie, but then they only won 104 against the Cardinals. Yeah, the Braves beat them in Atlanta in the one makeup game they had. But then the Reds beat the Braves in the one makeup game they had in Atlanta.
True.
But
Yes.
then they went only 1-2 against the Mets. So it's like the Reds, I kind of feel like that series, you throw everything you know about how the teams are playing out the window just because the Reds playoffs tough. Now, it's also going to matter who's pitching in that series, too.
Oh, of
that's
course
a while
it matters who's
down the
pitching,
road.
but more importantly, we got 12 games left in the season. Obviously, we have tonight's game happening right now.
Yeah.
Which I believe they are tied still.
Are they tied? They were 1-0 last time I checked. Let me pull out my phone.
Might be 1-0. Either way, how many of these games?
Let's go! Bottom of
Hold on, folks.
Yeah, I know by the time you guys hear this, the game is well over. Bottom of the second, no outs, runners on first and second. We're up 3-0, baby. Let's go! Go
Cubs, go!
And the Mets and Braves are still losing 1-0 at this point. Let's go.
So, in your
We're
opinion,
so back, baby.
In your hype mode opinion,
Yeah.
What do they got to win? 9 out of the last 12?
So let's see.
I mean, like, how great do these guys got to be to make it to the playoffs to where we're just going to lose and have a worse draft spot? Is that a loaded question?
Give me one second.
I do like your pink tipper on your pen.
Thank you. It's a pink pen. I'm going to be I'm going to be really optimistic about the first two. I'm going to say this team ends the season. Let's say the Cubs end the year 9-4.
Mm-hmm.
We sweep the A's, sweep the
Mets.
No, not the Mets. The Nationals. And the only reason I'm saying that, A's are not good. Nationals, we've already swept them once. I'm not saying it happens again. It's hard to sweep a team, especially in a 4-game series. But let's just say history repeats itself. We sweep them again for the sake of argument. Then I'm going not so hot. I'm going 1-2 against Philly and the Reds. So that would mean we're 9-4 at the end of the year. That means we would need, if we go 9-4 to end the season, we would need both the Braves and the Mets to win no more than 4 games the rest of the year.
That's such a big ask.
This is why. So right now the Mets are losing, but there's a lot of games left. I'm going to say, we'll say, sake of argument, they go, let me do some math here. So 2-1, then against the Phillies, let's say 2-2, because it's a 4-game series. Could go 1-3, but that'd be me being way too optimistic. The Braves is a crapshoot. I'll say the Mets win 2-1. And then against the Braves, let's just say against the Brewers sweep them 0-3 to end the year. That would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would mean the Mets would go 6-7. For the Braves, let's say they lose against the Dodgers. Against the Reds, let's say they go 1-2. Albeit, even though they've never won a game against the Reds this year, it's had since. You know what? I'll go 0-3. I'll say the Reds sweep. I'm gonna go 1-2. Reds have been meh. Let's say they then sweep the 2-1 against the Marlins, but could sweep. I said they'll go 1-2 against the Mets, and then we'll say they go 1-2 against the Royals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would mean we're looking at, if what I just said happens, the Cubs are 9-4 to end the year. The Mets are 6-7. That means we only gain 3 games on the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Braves would be 5-8. We only gain 4 games on the Mets.
So, Ricky, you're telling me there's a chance.
There's a chance. What we would absolutely need is, so for the Mets, we would need them to basically... See, the weird thing is the Mets and the Braves play each other, right? We would need the Nationals to win at least 2 games against the Mets. We would then need the Phils to win at least 3 games against the Mets. And then the Brewers to sweep them.
It's too big of an ask.
With the Braves...
Too big of an ask.
With the Braves, we would need them to basically lose 2 against the Reds, lose 2 against the Mets, or 2 against the Marlins, 2 against the Mets, 2 against the... Like, the Braves would not have to win a series the rest of the way. Or get swept by a team if they're going to win the series against the Mets. Like, it's a big ask. It's a big ask. Or the Cubs would have to, like, I'll say this. If we sweep the first 2 series, that's 7 wins.
Win out.
And then we get 2-2. So let's see, 7, 9, that would bring us to 11-2. If we finish 11-2 with the records that I said, that would mean that we would gain 5 games on the Mets. And then we would gain 6 games. So in order to make the playoffs, the Cubs would at least have to go 11-2. And that would at least force a 1-game playoff with either the Mets or the Braves, whoever wins that series.
Sure.
Can the Cubs go 11-2 down the stretch?
No. Definitively no.
There's no chance they go 11-2.
No.
Hi, everybody. Just want to take a quick moment out of today's podcast to tell you about our sponsor for today, BETUS, a sports book that has it all, whether it's basketball, hockey, football, soccer, whatever you like to bet on, BETUS has you covered. And they are offering our viewers and listeners today a 125% sign-up bonus just for using our link down below in the description. So go ahead, use that link down below and get your 125% sign-up bonus, BETUS. And now, let's get back to the podcast.
I'm sorry, Cubs fans out there. Look at me. I'm a diehard Cubs fan. It's not happening. We're not going 11-2.
Cubs are 5-5 in their last 10. You know what?
Now you asked me if they can go 500. I would go, yeah, maybe.
You know what really sucked though, Tim, with our last 10. So we played that series against the Yankees, right? And we lost the 2 first games, not even scoring a run. We win that last one 2-1. It's like, wow, this team sucks. Then we win the first 2 games against the Dodgers.
I know. It made no sense.
We go 2-1 against the Dodgers. Then going into the Rockies, I'm sitting there going, what's going on this team? And then we lose 2 to the Rockies. And I go, wait, what's going on here? We just beat the Dodgers
I texted you about
twice.
it before that Dodgers series.
Yeah.
And you were like, we got a chance. And I was so optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
You were optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
How do you still stay that way?
Here's another reason why the Cubs are probably not going to go 11-2. You ready for this, Tim?
Tell me.
I know that it's going to be changing because 7 games will go by before we play the Phils. But do you want to take a stab at, in the last 10 games, what the record for the Phillies are in their last 10 coming into today?
The last 10? I think they're close to 500. I would guess 4-6.
7-3.
Really?
Yeah, the Phillies are 7. They went 2-1 against the Mets. They swept the Rays, and then they went 2-2 against the Marlins. That was their last 10. You look at Cincinnati, like I said, they're 5-5 in their last 10. And then a team that the Royals the Braves will have to play is the Royals. I was going to say as a good point to them, that's going to be a tough series for the Braves because the Royals are not only an 82-win team, but they are 7-3 in their last 10, and they're one of the hottest teams in the AL. So, like,
right.
I almost feel like Cub fans, this is what we should be thinking. If we think the Cubs can make the playoffs, we need to forget about the Braves and forget about the Mets. If they win, they win. We can't control that. All we have to focus on is this team. This team that is our team, the Cubs. Are they going to win? Are they going to lose? That's it. If we lose most of the games, well, guess what? Mets and Braves aren't going to help us out in that way. But if we can become superhuman and win more games, then we got a chance.
That's true. We're not. We can't even really think about if we're really looking to make the playoffs, which is such a slim chance.
Mm-hmm. 6-0 Cubs, by the way.
What'd you say?
6-0 Cubs in the bottom of the third, now top of the third. Swanson 3-run bomb to make it 6-0.
It's so fucking hard to make this statement after that.
Make this low vibe statement after I just made you as hyped as you could be.
Yeah. Guys, come on. We're not getting there. There's no chance they can play out of their minds. We're not making. It's really unfortunate because we had such a good team rolling into this, and I feel like I'm just repeating myself. But I don't see it. I don't see it, man. And I really love the fact that you do.
You don't see the vision?
You do, and that really stokes me. That gets me hyped up. But no, me personally, no.
I'm going to amend what you just said.
We got to win like the next 40 out of like 9 games. I'm
going to amend what you said.
Go ahead.
I don't think we're going to make it, Tim. I'm on your side. I think you and I in 2 weeks are going to be doing a podcast about, hey, what did we think of this season? What do we have to do with the offseason?
Absolutely true.
However, I am going to sit here like Lloyd Christmas and say, so you're saying there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
I'm not. Okay, so yes. Lloyd, I'm not saying there's not a chance. So go with me here. But
you call me Lloyd now?
Yeah. I'm not saying there's not a chance. Of course there's a chance. But there's a lot of pieces that got to get thrown into place. It's okay. It's okay if we don't make it. That's the problem. Is that everybody's so obsessed with making it and thinking that this season's a failure if we don't, which, I don't know. I guess that's kind of fair if you say that, but there's a lot on this team that needs improvement. And we can do that in the offseason, obviously. There's some moves this season that weren't super. I try to roll with them. I try to be as optimistic as possible. We got rid of our favorite player. Can we do this one more time?
I mean, my favorite player was, not Morel, but I get what you're saying. The Cub fan base overall, he was fun.
That was the MVP favorite player.
Yeah. My personal favorite. I'm a Shota guy. PCA guy.
Oh, you PCA guy.
Love PCA. You know what I'm excited?
But that's a great example of what we got coming next year.
By the way, Tim, can I quick aside on the playoff talk for 2 seconds?
Yeah.
You know what I'm very excited for today?
Tell me.
So today, watching some card breaking lately. Our buddy Retro's kind of gotten me into it, and I saw like some MLB card breaks, and like the Cubs were like $18. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy the Cubs. Any Cub that came out of the pack was mine. Guess what I pulled from 2 boxes in that in that baseball break?
Current Cub?
All of them are current Cubs.
You pull a PCA?
2 Shota Imanagas. A Javier Assad.
Okay.
A PCA. And then I can't remember who it was. I think it's 2 of our players are like It's from the Dominican players or Cuban players. It's those two guys on one
Canario
card.
And
probably it's those two guys and like the Cuban flag in between. So two of our prospects. I am so that PCA card I can't wait to see in person. That I got PCA, like he is my dude, and he didn't start off my dude.
So what do you think about him now?
I love him.
Why?
Because have you not seen how he play? He steals bags like crazy. He hits the ball like crazy.
Yeah, no, I know why.
I just wish that he, like when he made that one catch in what game was that? It's like bottom of the ninth. He made that diving catch. The inside the park home run against the Marlins. Dude can run.
I thought it was KC, but maybe yeah.
It could have been
Marlins.
Not the inside the park. The inside the park was definitely the Marlins.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. But yeah, it's just like.
So you got him as an everyday starter next year,
yes, huh? Everyday starter. He's
no question.
He's our future center fielder.
Okay.
He is our future center fielder.
That's good. All right. Folks, listen. We got our future center fielder.
6-2.
What? Oh, who cares?
I do. Brent Rooker had a 2-run bomb. Great. Yeah, this team though. Are we gonna go 11-2?
I know.
Are we gonna go 11-2? Like,
no.
The big question to me, or not even question, it's just like tonight. We were up 6-0. Now it's 6-2. Shota's on the mound. I have faith that he's not gonna give up 6 runs. But the rest of this team, like pitching, I'm looking at, and the question I need to ask: the A's and the Nationals. I feel like there's a good chance we can get business done and possibly sweep both of them. If not, only lose one game against each of them. The question is Philadelphia, because like right now, the starters for Philadelphia are kind of known for us. We're going to be running Javier Assad game 1 as of right now.
Sure.
Jameson Taillon in game 2.
Okay.
And then Kyle Hendricks. Which leaves the final series of the year against Cincinnati.
See a lot of bullpen action.
You want to know the final 3 starters against Cincinnati most likely? Shota Imanaga game 1, Wicks game 2, Assad. And we might have to put our entire season on Assad at the end of it, because he'll probably be pitching that last game of the year unless they switch him and Shota.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, as obviously putting the whole season on Assad's shoulders is not ideal.
Remember when we said he should be a bullpen arm? And then he's like, hey, guys, guess what? I can start.
I said that so early.
Yeah, I know. Both you.
I said that in May.
And then we were
then
we were watching that Pirates game, and he's like, hey, guys, guess what? I can start, and I can pitch efficiently.
He also said, guess what? I can only pitch through the 6th inning because I throw 1,000 pitches before that.
Yeah.
It's not ideal. You know, I think it's... if I can go off on a little bit of a tangent here.
Go. Tangent me.
This feels a lot like... I assume there are plenty of fans that are listening to this. There are Cubs fans and Chicago Bears fans, maybe. Mm-hmm. If we talked about football, I look back at the past few quarterbacks that we've been trying to get going, right? I look back at Justin Fields. I look back at Mitch Trubisky. I was a very big fan of them because they were my quarterback. Mm-hmm. I'd find the little things that made me happy, and I would ignore the bad things. That's what it feels like trying to defend this starting lineup.
Did you feel that way with Jay Cutler?
It's relevant.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
what about Matt Barkley?
No, I did with Jay Cutler. Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah,
but like it's.
I forget.
It's the emotion that comes with that.
Did you like Kyle Orton or not like Kyle Orton?
Huh?
Did you like Kyle Orton or not like Kyle Orton? I forget. The neck.
I liked him, but it's irrelevant again.
Okay. I was just asking.
So you try to make the best out of a crummy situation.
Mm-hmm.
I did it the most last year with Justin Fields. Same thing. Like, again, we're talking about a different sport, obviously, but like you go, oh well, Kyle Hendricks had a good outing 2 times ago, and we're hoping on the impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's better for us to. This sucks, but I think it's better for us to lose out and get a better draft pick than us make the playoffs and lose.
The only reason I disagree with that is the MLB draft is so different than any other draft. Like, unless you're drafting a Chris Bryant or a Bryce Harper or a Paul Skeens or a Jackson Holiday, like, those guys aren't going to be instant come up and like be on your team guys.
Facts.
The one thing that I will say,
actually, all those guys were. But
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, those are the guys that are like come up and like boom. Unless you're getting one of those guys, it's gonna be like a Horton or someone who's got to be in the minors for at least a year before they come up.
Right, but that still doesn't make it. Okay, go ahead.
That's why I'm thinking right now. I looked at the scores again, right, and it was the Braves are losing, the Mets are losing, Cubs are winning, and I want to relate it to something else. You relate it to the Bears.
Go ahead.
I'm going to relate it to the Boston Red Sox.
Okay.
I am sitting here going, I am like Kevin Pillar right now. Talking to, what was his name?
Don't cut the Sox out.
He was talking to Shaughnessy. Don't cut, like, yeah. If you put us to bed tonight. Don't let us win game 4.
Don't let us win.
Don't let us win game, because if we make it to game 7, anything can happen in game 7.
You got
put
Peavy,
us to bed
Smitty,
tonight.
Anything can happen.
Exactly. Yep. And that's what I'm thinking here right now. And I know the MVP curse is on now that I've said it. If you're new to the podcast, the MVP curse is whatever is said on this podcast, there is something that is going to go the other way. Something is going to go. It happened with Carson Beck with JD and I. It happened with, I'm trying to think of other ones. Like, we've had the fast break and stuff where it's just we say something and then the opposite happens and we curse.
It's happened multiple times with the Cubs tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Or this year.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, not tonight, this year.
Where we say things and then it's like, oh, great, that's not us. Sometimes it works out for the best, like Javier Assad.
On Paradis, and then he had 300 homer.
Yeah, while we were recording. That was
what are you going to do?
That was probably the best one, Tim.
It's probably the best advertisement for not listening to this podcast.
No, listen to
you
it.
All, hey, you all are stupid for listening to us.
Oh, he's joking.
We don't know.
He's joking. He is totally joking, people. Let me write down that again as Tim hits me back to back. That's what I'm sitting with. Put us to bed tonight. Don't let us see tomorrow. Don't give us hope tomorrow. That's almost how I feel, to where it's like,
I agree.
I want to have that hope the last, 10 games left of the,
No, you want to end the season going, oh, we could have done something. Wait till next year.
Yeah, that's
what you're growling, dude. You're fucking hungry. Sorry, I did it again.
Oh, it's just put us to bed tonight. And I think of the Red Sox and Curt Schilling getting off that bus going, why not us? Why not us?
He's on the airplane microphone. Why not us? Why not us?
Why not us? and then we look to Morel and we grab him by the shoulder and goes, no, brother, there must be one of us in the wreckage. There must be one of us in the wreckage, brother.
No, it must not be me.
Yeah, that was Morel this season, the one we left in the wreckage. Oh,
yeah, it's fucking, it's console going. Yeah, Morel's dead. And we go, show me his body.
Show me his body. But like, that's the kind of hope that I have, to where it's like our backs are against the wall, and the Mets will probably be the team to dagger in the heart and like, because let's be honest, the Braves have not been stellar this year. Max Fried, who's been their best pitcher of late, has had probably his worst season. I'm going to look up the stats. I think he's had his worst season.
That can't be true.
Dude, he's pitching tonight and he's pitching 5. Well, now they're losing 2. Now the Braves are down 2-0 with runners on the corners, top of the 5th. So the Fried game might be in effect. Max Fried hasn't had a good year this year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Max Fried, I'm looking up his stats right now. And you look at it and, I know I'm just going off of ERA here. But, so, pitched 26 games this year. He's 9-9. Last year, he pitched 14 games, 8-1. He was a 2.55 ERA last year. He's ballooned to 3.46 this year. He was 2.48 in 2022. The last time he had an ERA of 3 was in 2021. And he was 14-7 still.
And this year?
This year, he's 9-9 with an ERA of 3.46. It's the first time he's had a WAR of anything below 4 since 2020 when he had 2.9. So what? Since his 4th year in the league, like this has been his worst year in a while.
Yeah,
in a while.
For sure.
Like this Max Fried isn't Max Fried. That's how bad it's been. It's like, that's not how he usually pitches.
Yeah.
But he has a lot of strikeouts this year. He's the most strikeouts he's had since 2022. So, I mean, tomato, but he's given up runs. What, he has 59 earned runs this year. The most earned runs that he's had, his most is 74 in 2019. His first full year as a starter. So, like, to me, if anyone's going to put the dagger in our heart, it's going to be the Mets. The Mets are going to be the team to win that 3rd wild card spot.
If it's anybody that's going to put the dagger in their heart?
Yeah. Out of the 2, it's going to be the Mets that
Don't
win
you think
too
the
many
Phillies
games.
going to kill us?
No. Yeah, okay. Literally, the Phillies will be the one to put the dagger in our hearts. But I'm talking about out of the 2 teams we're in the race with, the Mets will be the team to win the race.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You are right. The Phillies will be or what'll happen, the Phillies will hit us with that first punch. We'll be staggered, and it'll be like, well, we can still pick up and maybe force a game, and then the Reds will come in with a bat and just hit us. It's like that thing where it's like you see the person in the movie and they hit him with the bat and the screen goes black. That's us looking at Ellie De La Cruz before he smacks us in the face with a bat.
Yep.
Like it'll be a 1-2 punch at the end of the year.
How does this affect Cody Bellinger? He's got all those options to come back or not.
Depends on if anyone wants to take him. I think if another playoff team wants him, he walks.
A playoff team, though.
Yeah, a playoff team. You want to know the sadder part?
What if you're Cody Bellinger? What brings you back to the Cubs? What makes you go, I want to stay here?
Playoff team does not want me.
I bought a house.
No, I'm being honest. If the only teams that want him are non-playoff teams, like looking at the standings right now, Tim, the only non-playoff teams that could sway me from the Cubs that are like up and coming, like I'll be honest, the Twins and the Tigers. Like I wish, Tim, with all my heart, I wish we were the Tigers right now. Because like the Tigers are like the exact spot I want to be. They're 2.5 games behind the 3rd divisional spot. They're playing really great. They're like, oh man, we didn't even expect to be in this situation. They are. Mm-hmm. Instead of, oh, there's 2 teams ahead of us and we're 5 games back. Like I just the Tigers are. I'm like, man, if we were in that position, I'd be so happy. If the Rangers wanted him, because the Rangers, they've just had a weird year this year. the Mariners, any of the top 3 teams in the NL East, any of the top 3 teams in the NL West.
You're saying if these guys aren't throwing you contracts, if you're Bellinger, you're coming back to the Cubs.
Yeah. Playoff teams or what? The non-playoff teams would be...
I mean, we're offering them a lot of money.
The Braves or the Mets, the Rangers, the Twins, and the Tigers.
If it's not a playoff team, then I don't know what his want is.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just money at this point.
I like that Colt Keith guy in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's going to be
good.
Yeah, he's going to be a player.
Good. You know, it's a weird thing.
I kind of wish I was Detroit as well.
Can I be too hopeful and look really far ahead? You know,
How far?
Like we make the playoffs far
this year.
Yeah, it'd be really, really cool, but really bad at the same time.
Tell me.
Guess who we play if we make the playoffs in the first round?
Division?
The Brewers. It'd be Cubs Brewers in the wild card series. First to 2 wins moves on.
Yeah, that would bum me out.
What, you don't think we beat the Brewers? What's our record? Do you know what would you say our record is against the Brewers this year?
Losing.
Let me look it up.
Tell me how many games.
Let me look it up. I'll tell you how many games.
Look at Miss Tia getting in here.
13.
Fuck. 4-9?
Close. We're 5-8.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Brewers are 8-5 against us this year. Yeah. So, like, that series would not end well. But guess what, Tim? If we somehow beat the Brewers in that wild card series, guess who we'd then get to play in the second round?
Cincinnati.
The Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Do we have a winning record against the Dodgers this year?
No. See, this is stupid. We're talking about making the playoffs when we're never going to make playoffs.
I just wanted to...
Sorry.
I just wanted some fun, Tim, here at the end.
It's true, but
that's all I wanted.
We gotta be real for our fans here. Fans, I got you. Fam, I got you.
Let's see. Actually, we're 4-2 against the Dodgers this year.
It's not horrible.
We could win that series, but then we got to play the Phils or probably the Phils in the NLCS, and they're going all the way to the World Series.
Sure are.
I think the World Series I predicted at the beginning of the year might actually happen.
What did you predict?
Yanks Phils.
Yanks Phils?
Yep. They were both playing really hot, and I'm like, dude, these are going to be the 2 teams this year.
I saw Judge crank that homer in the Roberto Clemente jersey. That was pretty dope.
You know, it's going to be really sad, by the way.
When he becomes a Cub?
No. When the Royals sweep the O's this year, just like the Rangers did last year.
Yo, we got to get Aaron Judge on this team.
No way we're getting Judge on this team.
We're getting Judge.
You think the Ricketts are actually going to pay him?
Okay, wait, hold on. Do we need to say we're not getting a Judge to have the MVP curse work the other way?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way we're getting Judge. There's nowhere...
I'm telling you, there's just no way we're getting Judge. No way we're getting Aaron Judge.
No way we're getting Judge.
Tim, why are you even talking about it? There's just no way. He for sure he's not gonna sign with the Cubs. I love when Tim just looks at the camera and gives the big baby blues. Dude, why are we even talking about it? He's under contract until 20. You want to know how old he'll be?
We're gonna trade the farm.
You want to know how old he'll be when his contract is up?
31.
40.
Shut up.
Yeah, he's under contract until he's 40, dude.
Well,
yeah, no way. No way the Yankees give him up. But Tim, final thoughts. Cubs are now up 8-2.
Hey, good for them. They're just prolonging the fucking.
Mets are still losing 1-0. Braves are now down 3-0.
They're prolonging the hurt.
Are they?
Yes. We need to, and we'll save this for the next one.
We'll
talk about what they have to do in the offseason the next time.
Yeah.
Final thoughts. I'm sorry if we ever gave anybody hope. If anybody was listening to us,
it's not our fault. This team had hope.
No, but it's our fault if anybody was listening to us, going like, I don't know anything about the Cubs.
This team had hope, dude. It's not our fault they played bad.
You're right, but we were the ones who endorsed it. And if anybody was listening to this cast,
this team shouldn't be in this situation. We should be higher.
Shh. If anybody was listening to this cast from get-go, I'm sorry. We told you all
a month ago we were 5 games out of the division.
We're gonna win the division easily. 95 wins, I think I said. This is a reality check. This is our tap in right now.
You know what the positive is for this year?
Go ahead.
The Cardinals aren't going to win the division.
That is awesome.
They were the favorites to win the division, Tim. Remember that at the beginning of the year. They were the favorites.
We said we were different.
Yeah, we were. We were so different. Things could be, honestly, also, things could be worse. We could be the Rockies. Or the Marlins.
Of course, things could be worse, but we're paying probably $40 million more than the Rockies are.
Tim, the real thing is things could be much worse. We could be the White Sox.
We could be the White Sox.
We could be the White Sox. 35-115, dude. Oh, I love that. That's what we end with. But
it's unfair to crap on the White Sox there. That's a cheap shot.
Did you hear what Reinsdorf said, by the way? That's what we'll end the podcast with. It was a whole thing of like, oh man, I'm sorry that the team has been so bad. We hope to continue to have your support next year. And by the way, we can't wait to see you guys at Bulls games this year.
Oh God. Reinsdorf.
That team's not going to be any much better anyways.
Yeah.
I'm really not looking forward to
the only thing I've really seen out of the White
season.
Sox is that meme of that guy that got traded there from like a winning team, and he's just sitting there in the bullpen.
But that's Klay Thompson's brother, by the way.
Was that it?
Yeah, that's Klay Thompson's brother.
He's just
when you get traded from a championship contender to the White Sox.
He had the lower jaw out. He had this, and he's going. Like I felt with him so much, dude. That was such a vibe right there.
He was probably on cloud 9 in LA, dude. Not only because that's where his family's from, but like you're winning, you're like, cool, this is awesome, and then you get to go play in Chicago with the White Sox. Things could be much worse, Tim. That's what we got. The grass could be a lot deader. Could be a lot
do you really believe
water.
that? Do you really believe that it's better to be a Cubs fan right now than a White Sox fan?
Absolutely.
Because we're stuck in the middle. And that's like purgatory.
Yeah, but Reinsdorf
at least the White Sox
owner.
have options. They have free agency cap. They have good draft stock.
Do you not know who their owner is, dude? Reinsdorf doesn't want to spend a nickel.
Yeah.
I would rather be the
what
Cubs
did Ditka
right
say?
now.
What did Ditka say? He throws nickels around like man covers?
Yeah, like man covers. I would rather be the Cubs right now than the I would rather be 5 games out of the wild card than 51 out of the division.
Looking into next year, you would be.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because we're kind of handicapped.
Yeah.
We're handcuffed in how much we can improve this team. Because
wait. Do I still have?
We have so many stars at so many positions that should be playing better than they are. So we are handcuffed at improving.
Guess what? This is what we call a tease for 2 weeks from now. When we will eventually,
I wonder what we're gonna do.
When we will eventually be talking about what this team should do in the offseason.
What are we gonna do next year? Tune in later.
That was kind of a creepy face, but check out the Discord and the Patreon down below. Tim, is the Discord the best community in the universe?
I swear to God, I can't go a few hours without looking on it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm trying, if I'm at work, this Discord is so fun.
Thank you. As I kept my pen.
It's so fun.
Oh, thanks there. One last time.
Guys,
at
for
the
real.
Top of his lungs.
Like, come in here. You're going to chat with me. You're going to chat with Ricky. You're going to chat with everybody that's on the MVP Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's cool. Everybody's chill. Everybody's respectful. We always have a even-keeled discussion.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like we have what's the word for it, Rick?
A Discord.
Bingo.
Bingo.
So get your butts in here. Stop being a spectator.
Mm-hmm.
Get your butts in here. We're going to talk to you, okay? Tell us your thoughts. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why Rick's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Also,
I will definitely roll with why Rick's wrong, and I'll ignore why I'm wrong. Come on, guys.
If you love the podcast,
get in here. This is the best. Go ahead.
If you love the podcast, hit that subscribe button. If you like it, hit that like button. You can also tell us down below in the comment section what you think. But
I appreciate that.
But the Discord is cool too. You should tell us in there also. We'll be back in 2 weeks, either with the last episode of the season, or the first episode for the playoffs, baby. Tim, I will say this: no matter what, I'm gonna say we add this to the next podcast we do. Okay. So I want you to think about it now.
Tell me.
We will end the next podcast, last podcast or not, we will end it with playoff predictions from each of us.
That's fair. Yeah, I would love to do that. I would love to keep covering the playoffs if we
want to.
This is a chance to.
Yeah, there's always a chance to, Tim. There's always a chance for content, but this is where you guys come in. Let us know down below. Tim and I will be back in 2 weeks. As always, go Cubs, go.
Go Cubs, go. Go Cubs, go.
As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.